Hi, in this video we're going to be taking a look at the Queen song No One But You, Only the Good Die Young, found on the Queen Rocks album. It's in 6/8 time, so it's not in 4/4 time, 6/8, so when we're counting, if we keep that in mind. And also the song is slightly sharp, so in concert pitch we'll find that we're out of tune when playing along with it. So bottom E strings tuned up slightly sharp. So if we use that as our E tuned up, it'll keep you right for playing along with the record. Starts off with piano. There is guitar there, but it's very light in the mix, so we'll go through what the chords are. Starting off with a C to a G/B, C5, over to an A7, to D minor, to A, to D minor, going from the 5th of A to the 3rd, to a G added 9/B, which is like a D5 chord with our first finger on the 2nd fret of the A, to a G, over to C, to A minor/G, F minor 7, to D7, to G. I'll put all these chords on the screen so you'll be able to follow along with them more clearly. So we'll play that first half of the verse through. A hand above the world, an angel reaching for the sky. Is it raining in heaven? Something like that. Now the second half of the verse is very similar to the first half, so we'll go through them chords, starting off again on C to G/B, to C, to an open A, to D minor, to an open A, D minor/C, to a B flat, F/A, take our middle finger off for an F suspended 2, to a C, G/B, to an A, leads us to our chorus. So play that through again. Then everywhere the broken heart, and every lonely avenue, so that takes us nicely through to our chorus, which I'll go through the chords and then we'll go through what we're playing. So we've got a D5, F# to G, to an A5, and D5, F#, G, to A5, D5, F#5, to a B minor 7, B minor 7/A, to an E/G#, but we're just going to play the 4th fret at the bottom A, to an open A, we're then going to do a D/A, to an A, play that through again. Only the good die young. They're only flying too close to the sun, and life goes on without you. So that's our first chorus. We'll now look at our second verse, The chords are the same, but we'll have some fills, so we'll look at them fills now. So now we come to the fills that are being played on the second verse. Our first one goes like this. So on the G string, 7th fret, we're going to bend up and release, and then we're going 5, 6, 7. We then have our next phrase, which starts on the 9th fret, and we go. So we're on the 9th fret of G, we're going to bend and release 3 times to the 7th fret, very quick to the 4th, to the 5th of D. So we got that. Over the A minor to the A minor slash G, we'll play the 5th fret of D, moving to the 4th. And then there's a bend on the 5th and a release. Like that. That's very slight and low in the mix. We then come to this as our next lead phrase, which we're going from D string, 5th to the 7th, to the 5th of G, to the 7th, very quickly, bend and release to the 5th, to the 7th of D, to the 5th of G. So we have that. Like that. We then come to this phrase, which goes. We're on the 7th fret of the G string, sliding into the 9th, moving to the 8th of the B string. So we've got that. Sliding into the 9th again, 5, 6, 7 on the G, and the 7th fret of D. So we've got that. And our last phrase in that verse goes something like this. Like that. The notes for that are 5, 7, 8 on the A string. See that? 5, 7 on the D. We're going from the 7th of G, we're going to bend the 9th up, then go 9, 7, open, 5, 7, pull off to the 3rd. So you have that. And that's our fills for the first verse, which now leads us through to our. We now come to our next chorus, which follows the same pattern as the chorus we looked at before, but the very end is very slightly different. So we're going to go through the same pattern of starting on the D5. Get the A, and then instead of going to that D slash A, we're going to go to an A suspended 4, and then there's a. On the 2nd fret of the B, there's a hammer on to the 3rd and a pull off, which now leads us to the ending of the song. As we now come to the end of the song, we're going to play through the verse and then the chorus and a little ending. The last verse in the song differs slightly from the previous verses, but it's very similar. Starting off on C, moving to a G slash B, to a C. This time we're going to move to an A slash C sharp chord, with the emphasis being on the 4th fret of the bottom A, to a D minor, to A, to D minor, with that G added slash B, again the emphasis being on the 2nd fret of the A, to a G, to a C, A, A minor slash G, to an F sharp minor 7, to D7, to a G, to that G7 suspended 4. I'll go through that again. And now the party must be over. I guess we'll never understand the sense of you leaving, the way it was planned. We now come to the second half of the verse. Again, starting on C, to G slash B, to a C, an A slash C sharp, to D minor, to A, to D minor, come to this phrase. So we're on the D string, we're going 3rd, 2nd open to the 3rd fret of the bottom ear, moving into a B flat, to an F slash A, then have this phrase, so what we're doing there is bottom E string, 1st, 3rd and 5th to the 3rd fret of the ear, C5 power chord, 3rd, 5th, 7th on bottom ear, to the 2nd fret of ear, to an A5 power chord, leads us through to our last chorus. So I'll play the second half of that verse through again. And now we grace another table, and raise our glasses one more time. Face at the window, and beginning good. Let's start a little bit up at the end there. We now come to our last chorus, very much the same. We now come to our right at the end of the song with the last chorus, different ever so slightly from previous choruses. So I'll play it through, starting on the D5. One by one, only the good die. They're only flying close to the sun, crying for nothing. Now at this point, we're going to the 6th fret of the D string, to the 5th. We're then going to the 4th and playing off a D chord like that. So we've got that. Like that. We then come to our very last part of the song. We have this riff. Like that. Really, we're borrowing a D chord on the 10th fret, and we're going to go through from the A string like that to the 12th fret. We're then going to bend the 10th of B up and release, and then right at the finish we have this phrase. Like that, where we're playing really what's essentially a D. We're going to play, hold down the 5th fret of the high E, 7th frets of B and G, moving down to the 5th of G, so we've got that like pull off. We've got like a C chord, same shape, moving to the 4th of G, so we then got partial G chord, moving to the 2nd fret of the G, and then high E, hammer onto a D chord. So we've got that. So as always, thank you for watching, and I hope that helps you be able to play No One But You, Only the Good Die Young.